Joining me now are two GOP Congressmen, Lee Zeldin, House Foreign Affairs Committee member, and Matt Gaetz, House Judiciary Committee member. Congressman Zeldin, let's start with you. Why do you think the Democrats, especially the Speaker, she's usually smarter than that? I mean, I don't agree with her on a lot, but she's usually smarter than that. That was actually surprising even to me, and I've been in this town longer than both of you probably combined, which is scary. But what do you think?
A lot of miscalculation. We saw it really since last fall when they started this impeachment push, and there was this rush. She was tripping over herself, so desperate to rush. It's so urgent that we couldn't even provide fairness. We couldn't even provide due process to the president. And then starting 2020, starting an election year, she's coming out of the gate with a miscalculation with regards to these articles of impeachment and waiting extra long in order to send them over. A lot of miscalculation is done by her. I think it's going to really pay at the polls in November. And what she should be doing if she was smart, because she has all these Democrats in districts that Donald Trump won, she should be talking about delivering them wins to go back to their district. But instead, all those Trump voters have to be fuming at these Democrats who represent them, because they didn't send them to Washington to impeach the president.
We actually have stuff to do. Let me just say, we have a lot of stuff that needs to be done in this country. We have infrastructure that's crumbling. Go to any major airport, compare it to a lot of airports in Europe and Asia. It's ridiculous. And they're messing around with these ridiculous investigations. Now, Gaetz, I want to show you what the media is saying. Some in the media are not even buying what Pelosi is now saying, which tells you how desperate it is. Watch.
She was clearly putting a positive spin on what a lot of Democrats have privately said was a failed strategy. I mean, she and Chuck Schumer, the minority leader in the Senate, set out to, number one, try to get a commitment from McConnell on witnesses, firsthand witnesses, to have them testify in a Senate trial. She also said she wanted to see a resolution about, how the whole proceedings would be governed. She got neither of those.
And she's, contrary to some of the reporting we'll get into later, she's not going to get either of those. So that's a Washington Post reporter.
This is a failed strategy, and it's not that all roads lead back to Putin for President Trump. It's that all roads lead back to Russia for the Democrats in the absence of an agenda that actually works for the American people. Tomorrow morning, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats will huddle in their weekly caucus meeting, and I expect it to be more tense than a family meeting at Buckingham Palace, because you've got these Democrats in Trump districts who feel like they've been walked off the cliff. They were told that this was imminent, this was urgent, this was a clear and present danger. And then even some of the more seasoned Democrats, like Adam Smith, the chairman of the Armed Services Committee, where I serve, telling Nancy Pelosi, let's get on with it. This is starting to look ridiculous. Let's transmit the articles. But it's my suspicion that that will ultimately lead to the least suspenseful trial in all of trials, because we all know that the result will be the president being exonerated because he did nothing wrong in his call with President Zelensky.
Lee, this is hurting clearly if this goes at any length of time. And even the last few weeks, the 3-4 weeks that this has been going on. This has to help Biden and hurt those who are going to have to stay in Washington during this Senate trial. So a lot of people think Nancy in her own way is putting her finger on the scale against Warren, against Sanders, and for Biden. Do you think there's anything to that?
There is. I would also add for Biden, the one thing that would harm him is that a lot of the narrative of what this Ukraine call was about, the investigations, was this Biden family scheme in Ukraine with Hunter Biden being not qualified for this position. And I think that is one thing that would come back and bite him. And who knows, maybe that ends up benefiting someone who isn't a senator or Biden. Maybe somebody like Mayor Pete ends up benefiting from it. We'll see how that ends up playing out. But the president has been focused on an agenda. He has a team. You got Tony Sayegh, Pam Bondi, Pat Cipollone. They got great people at the White House focused on impeachment. But the president himself is focused on an economy that is ripping right now. On the national security front, he takes out Qasem Soleimani, and the Democrats are so invested into hating Trump that they can't root for the Iranians, the millions of Iranians who want to pursue a new direction, and they're trying to make the president look bad and taking out Soleimani.
Well, speaking of Biden, Congressman Gaetz, House Intel Chair Adam Schiff, your good buddy, says that the Bidens together are really irrelevant. Watch.
Do the Bidens have any relevant testimony? And I think the answer is that they don't. There's been no factual basis for these allegations against Joe Biden. To ask the Senate, do these investigations that the president fraudulently sought to get Ukraine to conduct, would merely turn the Senate trial on its head. Now, that's something the president would love, but that's not a fair trial. That's a sham trial.
Listen to Joy Behar.
Yeah, boy, he's covering stuff up faster than a cat in a litter box. I mean, when you look at the Biden behavior, it is exculpatory for the president. Think about it. If the Bidens are truly corrupt, it could never be an impeachable offense to investigate corruption or to ask our friends to investigate corruption pursuant to our treaties. And so we will put that evidence on if witnesses are allowed in this trial, and we will, I think, be able to prove dispositively that this president, as he has always done, was putting the interests of the American people and the American taxpayer first. These were legitimate questions. And by the way, is there anyone who thinks that the Bidens just stopped at the Ukraine? They were running the same gamut in China and elsewhere, because this is how corruption works. It's pervasive with these elements of permanent Washington.
Yeah, president has an obligation to safeguard the American people's money, and he was doing it in Ukraine, and that's one of the reasons why he was elected. It is great to see you both tonight. Thanks for both coming out.
Good to see you.